Okay, so welcome everyone. This is going to be my first car review. It's going to be kind of just an overall view of what the BMW 1 Series is like to drive. So starting off around the place near me, so it's more of like a rural kind of estate, and we've got quite a few bumps in the road, quite a few speed bumps, but the car handles it well. I've got it in comfort mode at the moment, so it's quite comfy. This is my car, and I've got it with a manual gearbox. I think in terms of the hate that the manual gearbox gets quite a lot of hate, I see online. Me personally, I don't mind it. I think it's quite good, and especially when you're driving at speed, I find you can really throw the shifter back. It's great. So what we're going to be doing in this, we're going to be doing some rural driving, as we are now. I'm going to be taking it onto the motorway. We'll be getting up to speed, up to 70 miles an hour, see what it's like at speed. So I've currently owned this car for 2 months, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's great. So if I'm going to go over some of the modes that the car has, it's got a sport mode, it's got a comfort mode, and it's also got a mode called Eco Pro. So Eco Pro pretty much lets you save the most amount of petrol. It limits the air conditioning, and I've also noticed it also limits the throttle a little bit, especially when you compare it to the sport mode. It's a lot less snappier. So in terms of comfort and ease of use, this is definitely one of the, I think, the perfect daily driver. It's got quite a big boot on it. It's got definitely enough space for me. My seat at the moment is all the way back in my driving position, and I'm 6'1", and when I get in the back, I've got just about enough leg room to make it comfortable. It is very cramped with 3 people in the rear though, so I wouldn't recommend carrying 3 adult-sized people in the back. But in terms of like a daily driver, even with like a 4 people family, you've definitely got a great car here. This is the 116i. It's got a 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol engine, and it definitely suffices in terms of power. So here we are coming up onto the double carriageway, picking our speed up. And so at the moment I've just got the car in the comfort mode. It's the mode that I drive in the most. When I'm feeling a bit more adventurous, or just wanting to get somewhere quickly, I'll put it into the sport mode. But in terms of long journeys, I'll put it down into the Eco Pro mode. It lets me save a bit more petrol. Just shift that into comfort. This car's got the auto stop start function. I personally turn it off. When I'm really low on petrol, I'll turn it on, but in terms of just my daily commute, I'll keep it off because I don't really find that I need it too much. So in terms of the driving experience, I mainly do motorway driving primarily, and it's absolutely amazing on the motorway. It's a great car. I've managed about, on a really good day, I managed about 52 miles per gallon out of the car. That's trying to be as economically as possible though. On the average, I think about 40-45 is probably the average that you're looking for. Yep, so now we're coming onto the motorway. I think this is personally where the car shines the most. So in terms of road noise, you do get a fair bit of road noise. It's not too bad, but it does come into the cabin a little bit on the rougher type of roads. In terms of overtaking, you've got enough torque and enough power to do it without straining the car too much. It doesn't feel like you're straining the engine. But yes, really relaxing on the motorway drive. You don't have to put too much effort in. The comfort mode, in the different modes, the steering is different. I find that the Eco Pro mode has got very similar steering to the comfort mode, and then the sport mode has got steering that's more precise, and I find that the steering is also firmed up a bit, which I quite like. And then I also find that in the sport mode, the suspension tightens up a bit. You can definitely feel the bumps more in the road, and you can definitely notice more of a pull when you put your foot down. You can definitely feel the car pull a bit more. But yeah, I've been driving this car for 2 months non-stop pretty much, and I've absolutely loved owning it. This will probably be my daily driver for many years to come, and hopefully I'll be doing Q&A sessions and stuff like that in it. The boot I find can fit just about two large suitcases if you put the back seats down. When you put the back seats down, you've got tons more room. Visibility out the back I think is pretty good. I've got a decent amount of room there. I put the headrest down on the back seats as well, so it gives me a bit more visibility. So this is actually my second car. My first one was a Toyota Aygo, and I really like that car. It was a great first car, but in terms of power, there was no power. Really slow car, not much power when you put your foot down, and you had to hold on to the gears for so long just to get any power out of it. It's very small as well, very small boot. This is a lot more practical for me. Means I can carry equipment in the back, and carry bags in the back, shopping and stuff like that. It makes it such a more usable, easy to use car. So one of the common complaints I hear with the car is the amount of turbo lag. I find that there is a bit. Sometimes it can be a little sluggish off the line, but once that turbo kicks in, you really start to get moving, and I think that's when the traction control lights start to flash as well. So if you hold up on the Sport button, you'll go into Sport Plus. That turns off the traction control. I wouldn't recommend doing this too much unless you're in a very desolate place. There's not too many lampposts or cars around you. That's because it's a rear-wheel drive car, it loves to drift. Another complaint I had with the car had to be the wiper stalks, because the BMW indicators don't function like any other car. I don't find them too bad. I find them easy enough to use. You've just got to get used to them, but the wiper stalks I found quite a lot of time to get used to. I don't think they're the best. It's kind of like BMW just being BMW, saying, oh, we'll do this and we'll make it different, but it just doesn't work too well, I don't find. I've got the hang of it now, but it took me quite a while to get the hang of it, coming from like a Toyota Aygo, like the basics of stuff. I've also had the car down country type roads, quite spindly type roads, and the car is an absolute dream to drive down them. You can really thrash the car about, and it's got such good handling. I think one of my favourite things with the car, it's quite a quiet car, and it sounds weird to say that, but when you're going at low speed, say 30, I'm got it in 4th at the moment, RPM's about between 1,000 and 2,000 RPM. The car's very quiet. Once you rev it up to say 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, you get quite a almost grunt from the car. It's quite nice. It's quite aggressive sounding.